Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from the city of Los Santos, here is your host, RobbinRams, and this is the Ramscast.
Here we go!
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You're now listening to the Ramscast. I'm your host, RobbinRams, and in today's podcast, the weekly podcast here on YouTube and SoundCloud. If you guys watching on YouTube right now, you can see that here in the studio in Los Santos, across the desk, there is a empty chair. But don't worry, guys, this is all planned out. This week is gonna be a special one because I want to bring up some topics, some cool stories that I've never shared before, that I'm gonna share with you guys. So that's gonna be pretty interesting. And I was like, if I'm just talking the whole time and I have a guest, that will be super weird. So yeah, it's just me, myself, and you guys. So next week though, we do have a guest, and it's the one, the only Altheader. He's coming on next week, and I'm such a fan of his channel. His Easter eggs and secrets videos are amazing. He covers all the games, so if you love Easter eggs and secrets, go check him out. And also, if you have a question for him, put them down in the comments below on this podcast, and then I might ask him next week. So from the previous episode, we do have a nice comment from Sideman, Pam and company. He says, two of the greatest Rockstar YouTubers. Last week we were here with Swagta talking about Bully and the current state of Rockstar games. Now let's jump into this podcast. Oh no, before we jump into this podcast, guys, I want to give a shout out to Tay McKenzie, because he has been a member of the channel for over 2 years. Damn, bro. One of the biggest, best friends and supporters of the channel right here. So yeah, thank you, man. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Now, let's jump right into this podcast, because here we're gonna talk about how I got Grand Theft Auto 5 early. Such an amazing story also that I've never shared with anyone actually. And meeting YouTubers. I went to America in 2014 to PAX East, met like all of the YouTubers there, and actually went out of dinner with all those YouTubers. And back then I wasn't like, I had like 40,000 subscribers or something. Those guys had all like millions and millions of subscribers, 100,000 of subscribers. And yeah, it happened to be that I was there somehow. But first, I want to talk about my experience with Gamescom. I made a video like a year ago talking about how I met KSI and the Sideman, and how I went on a live stream for the Black Ops 2 review back a couple years ago. Black Ops 2 was coming out, and at Gamescom in Germany, they were gonna reveal the multiplayer. So the night before the event, I told my friend like, hey, do you want to go to Gamescom? I really want to play Black Ops 2. They're gonna reveal the multiplayer. And he was like, out of your mind? I was like, no, I really want to go. So we just decided to take the train to Germany, and then we didn't have a hotel or tickets for the actual event. So we arrived. We needed to look for a hotel, and all the hotels there were booked, bro. We were searching for hours and hours and hours. Finally found a hotel. Next up, we woke up in the morning, go to the event, and then guess what? The tickets were sold out. All the tickets were sold out. We didn't have any tickets. We spent hours and hours and hours to try to get our hands on the tickets, and then finally somewhere in the city we found a place where we could actually still buy tickets. So we went there and then go back and everything. Well, spent hours. Finally we went inside, and there was that one main game that I wanted to check out, and it was Black Ops 2. So we went there, and the line was insane. To play the game for like 10 minutes, you needed to wait like 3 hours, bro. Like the line was like 3 hours to get your hands on the game early. So we waited for 3 hours and actually did it again 3 hours. We actually played it twice, waiting for the game to play like for many hours. And then when we were there was a guy from like a director or something. He said like, hey, we need audience for the multiplayer live stream for later. If someone wants to sit in the audience, be here at 5 at the backstage, and then we're gonna pick people up to sit in the audience. And I was like looking at my friend, I was like, bro, we need to be in the audience, right? And he was like, yeah. So we needed to be there at 5 or 6 or something. And then we decided to go there 1 hour from before, because I imagine a lot of people wanted to sit in the audience. We were like, okay, we're just gonna go an hour from before, and then we have the best chances to sit in the audience, to see all the pro players. Faze and Optic was there, a lot of YouTubers. And then we just decided to go there 1 hour from before. We arrived at backstage, and then we found out that there were a lot of people. And I was like, oh no, like we're not gonna be on stage. Well, just try. Like the stage, by the way, full context, the stage was like maybe like 20 or 30 people. Like it wasn't that, well, anyways, so there were people there. Well, actually quite a lot of people. And then the security guard let people in. And we just followed along. So we were inside, and we needed to follow this director of the place there, follow him like inside the booth. Then we were in a room, and I looked around, and I saw like a lot of people like talking to each other and stuff. Then I looked around, and I see like food and drinks and chairs, like a lounge. And I was like, what's going on here? And then my friend was looking and hinting to me like, hey. And I was like, what's going on? He said like, I think we are at the VIP area or something. And I was like looking around, and I was like, dude, those are the players. We are here at the players. They think we are a player. We shouldn't be here. We just wanted to sit in the audience. Then we actually found out that we followed the players and the YouTubers inside, and that this was the VIP backstage room. And then the director came to us, and I was like, oh shit, they're gonna catch us. Then he came to me, and he was like, hey, do you want to play the game and stuff like that? And I was like, no, yeah, well, I'm just gonna sit here. So I'm gonna sit in the audience right there. It was totally empty because nobody was there. And then suddenly people were passing by, and then suddenly KSI was there. A lot of people were there. Faze and Optic was coming along well. This is such a big ass story that I uploaded like a year ago. In short, suddenly the guy comes to me and says like, hey, do you wanna play? I was like, yeah, sure. Then I look at my friend, I grabbed him, we sit down, and it was like consoles next to each other. And it happened to be that KSI was on my team, and he was sitting next to me, and he was like, hey man, like, how are you doing? What are you doing? Are you a YouTuber and stuff? And it's such a funny dude, man. We were just trolling the whole time, like we aren't pro players, of course, we're just YouTubers. We took the riot shield, we were flashing people and stuff. It was such a funny experience. Then it happened to be that we actually were on the live stream as well. I texted my dad and I said like, hey, I'm on the live stream, look at me. And this is like 6 years ago or something, or maybe even longer. And he was checking out the live stream, and on the live stream you can actually see me a couple times because I'm really where the shoutcasters are, and you can see me sitting next to KSI, and like, yeah, bro, it was such an insane experience. Like, if you guys want to listen to the full story, I posted a video like a year ago. So how did I get my hands on Grand Theft Auto 5 early? So this story right here is kind of insane. So I know a guy that always hands me games early, right? But I also know a guy, his name is Kwebbelkop. I know him since he has like 2,000, no, not 2,000, like 10,000 subscribers. I also had like 10,000 subscribers back then. And he was uploading those hit a stunt videos, like stunt videos in Grand Theft Auto 5. And I was like, damn, those videos are amazing, man. Like, pretty sick, man. And this is before mods came out and stuff. So people were really pulling those stunts off. And I found out that he actually was from the Netherlands. And I was like, damn, he's also from the Netherlands like I am. So I gotta connect with this dude, right? I was talking to him and said like, hey, what's up, blah, blah, blah. Then, we became homies. And then Next Gen, GTA 5 Next Gen came out. Or was about to release. And I was like, hey, I got this dude right here that always give me games early. And he was like, well, if you can hook me up and Jelly, that will be insane. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try. So I got this guy and he says, yeah, I think GTA 5 will arrive on Friday. And I was like, okay, I'll pick them up. Do you have more copies? He was like, yeah, okay, sure. But then GTA 5 didn't arrive at all. Like, he got the game actually on the Monday, and I think it was releasing on the Tuesday. Maybe I got the days wrong, but I had to say to Kwebbelkop like, hey, the game isn't here before the weekend. I'm sorry. This sucks. I wanted to play the game. I wanted to make videos already because first person was coming out and stuff like on next gen, better graphics and everything. And man, it was kind of a bummer. He was like, don't worry, we're gonna find out a way. I was like, what do you mean? Yeah, come to me, and then we actually go to stores. So we actually went the next day, I think it was the Saturday, we actually went to like game stores and stores that actually sell video games. And we went there to ask like, hey, do you guys have Grand Theft Auto 5 Next Gen already? And can we maybe buy it already? If that wasn't the case, we would offer them some money to actually buy the game early. But that mission kind of failed. We went to like a couple stores and we clearly found out that they weren't gonna give us the game. Because they aren't allowed to sell the games early, of course. I got a text message from the guy that I know, and he said, I got the game, and that was on Monday. So I was like, hey bro, I'm gonna pick up the games. Then I was literally at the station when I got a message from Kwebbelkop. He said, hey bro, we actually gonna go to Rockstar Games like 2K Benelux, like here in the Netherlands. I was like, are you kidding me right now? And he was like, no, man, we're really gonna go. But he didn't have a driver's license. He didn't have a car back then. And I was like, bro, you know what? I'm gonna go to you, pick you up, and then we go there. Jelly was already there. He picked up the game. So we went there to the studios. When we were there, there was a huge screen and people from the directors or people that worked there were already playing the new game. I was like, oh, I couldn't believe it. Graphics, insane. Things, insane. Insane experience. Then they came up to me like, hey, you guys are the YouTubers, blah, blah, blah. Explained my channel. I was uploading Easter eggs back then. And they were like, whoa, okay, cool. Then it was kind of short. It was like a half hour or something. But they gave us the game, a special copy of Grand Theft Auto Next Gen, and it was a promotional copy, and it said on the disc, don't sell this. I was like, damn, this is something special. I still have it to this day. And they also gave us some goodies, and those people were so nice, man. Those people that were working there were so nice. And next thing, so I bring Kwebbelkop home, I go home, started recording videos, and I just couldn't believe what just happened on that day. We met each other a couple times after that. We went to the World Cup, like watching it together, and also like the house party. Bro, Kwebbelkop is such an amazing and cool guy, man. I just want to say that right now on podcast. And right now, I just want to move on to the other insane story. So, I don't know if this is going to top my Black Ops 2 sneaking in backstage story, but this is also something else. I went to PAX East in Boston in 2014. I didn't have any tickets. I didn't have a hotel or anything. I just went there spontaneously, and I think that's the best things in life. Just do it, you know, like you get the best stories out of it. Just do it. Sometimes it goes wrong, but most of the times it's gotta go the right way, or some way you would never think it would go like that. And that's this story, because I actually was gonna go there with Dynasty, a YouTuber, a GTA 5 YouTuber back in the days. He was also doing with me, uploading Easter eggs and secrets. Kind of stopped doing that, and now is uploading Mortal Kombat videos, which is a huge success for his channel. We kind of parted ways, but back then we were really close, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna come to America. Do you want to go with to PAX East with me? Later at the end, he didn't go, and I went alone. Well, I didn't have a hotel. I didn't have tickets. I went there, got a hotel, and then I met up with some other YouTubers, and I said like, hey, I don't have a ticket. Is there a way to get a ticket? So via, like with connections, I actually found a dude who had tickets. It was like 3 times the price or something, but yes, it was worth it. I went to PAX East, because PAX East is always like sold out really quick, and I didn't even know there was no tickets available anymore. Finally got my tickets, so we went inside. I didn't know what I was doing. Like, I was there just going around places. I didn't go there especially for a game. League of Legends back then was huge. There was a huge stage right there, and they had a machinima booth. There I met YouTubers that I was like, bro, this is him. I was like, bro, I watch your videos. There were so many YouTubers there at the machinima booth. I was just stunned. It was mind blown. I saw like Vanos, Wildcat, Faze, the Faze members, Optic members like Nadeshot, Hex. Basically, I do work, Sark from machinima. A lot of YouTubers, man. It was insane. So I went there. I watched a little bit of a tourney that was there. Was like Faze versus Optic or something. And Nadeshot was there also commentating. We actually took pictures, and I actually took pictures with most of the guys right there. And back then, we're talking about 2014. On my other channel, I was even smaller than smaller. And those, I think Vanos just hit 1 million or something, and that was huge numbers. So and I was just cracking jokes and moving along with them. So around in PAX East as a whole group of YouTubers. Then Vanos basically out of work. I think they did their first fan meetup like outside, and yeah. Some fans came, like 20 or 30 fans came along. Bro, nowadays I think there will be like 10,000 people outside, but I think that they did the first fan meetup right there. There were like 20 or 30. I think nowadays there will be like 10,000. But anyways, yeah, it was a cool experience. I've never experienced something like that before. I actually took pictures with some of the people who were like, hey, who are you? I was like, oh, I'm not that important. It was like, how many subscribers do you got? I was like, 40,000 or something. They were like, oh, I want to take a picture with you. I was like, oh, okay. So I was just there, and then it was afternoon, the night came, and we needed to go for a dinner. So we were just going, man, and the whole group, like 20 YouTubers, we're just going there, and we're like, where are we gonna eat? I actually watched some of the videos back that they recorded, and I see basically I do work basically saying like, where do we eat, man? Like, where do we actually go?
And then when we were getting ready to leave, we ran into Sark. If you guys don't know who Sark is, he is like gaming godfather. Hung out with Sark pretty much all Friday night.
When I come, I'm in cash money.
What are we doing, Scott?
We getting seafood.
And then we found this one restaurant somewhere in the back of like Boston, and the restaurant was called the No Name Restaurant. So it had no name. It was a fish restaurant. I don't like fish, but it was like for 20 people, maybe 25, maybe 30. We were with so many people and all familiar faces from YouTube. I was like, I know him. Bro, I forgot half of the people that were there, but there were that many YouTubers there, and we just went to that place, and bro, that place exploded. that place exploded. People, of course, started to see faces, and they were like, hey, that's Vanos. Hey, that is basically out of work. Hey, that's Sark. Hey, that's this guy and this guy and this guy. And yeah, of course, there were some fans starting to notice this, and we were just chilling. We had a great time just eating there. They, of course, don't have tables for 20 people, so imagine this, like all those tables, they putting tables together and stuff. So I was eating there with Sark. Sark is amazing, man. Sark is just an amazing dude. We were talking about like music and games and everything. About this story, pretty epic story, because lately Twitch has some controversy, but back then, already in 2014, there was some shady shit going on, man. And I want to say it right here on this podcast. So also, if you go back to the videos of 2014, I got proof, like you can see it yourself. Vanos and all those guys were not allowed into the Twitch party because they didn't have an invite or they weren't partnered. Yeah. So Sark hit me up and said like, hey, do you want to go to the Twitch party? Because I can make it. I was like, yeah, sure. But I don't even have a Twitch. He was like, nah, I know someone and then you can go there. Well, eventually I wasn't allowed to go inside the Twitch party as well. But you know what? When I was there at the entrance, they just let every girl in. Every girl that was there, they just let the girls in, man. Like, they didn't have an invite or anything. They was just able to walk inside the Twitch party. And me, Vanos, basically had to work Minlad. And I think Wildcat was able to go inside because he had partner or something. But nobody else that wasn't partnered was allowed to go in. But any other girl was just able to be like, hey, I'm here, I'm just gonna go inside the Twitch party, man.
Someone said they can get us into the party, and only Speedy, Jehovah, and Scott got in, and then Jehovah and Legion left. So it was kind of funny.
Come on, man. That ain't fair. Like, what the hell's going on? And I know all this controversy about this cat thrower. What's her name? Like, Alinity or something? I don't know. Like, she threw her cat like on stream. She shows like nudity and stuff, and she isn't banned on Twitch. And when a guy does the same, he gets banned right away. So there's something going on with Twitch. I thought it was pretty interesting that was already happening in 2014, that if you had a partner, you were able to allowed to go in. But if you didn't have a partner, then if you were a girl, you were allowed to go in. And I thought it was like pretty weird, if you ask me. So yeah, we were having dinner. People tried to go to the Twitch party, and they were not allowed in. So then they went back to the place and just crashed down at the apartments. But I had such a jet lag, bro. Man, I was a zombie. I didn't sleep at all on the plane the next day. I mean, I went to New York and stuff like that, but I really had a major jet lag. I really looked sleepy at all on all those pictures that I took, which is kind of stupid. But yeah, I did it. And this is just something from me to you if you're listening right now. Doing stuff spontaneously, I mean, just do it. Just do it. You will create those stories that I have right now. They perfectly line up with the Black Ops 2. Like, I didn't know any of those people. I just went there and I linked up. I went there. We had a freaking amazing dinner. We filled up the whole place with YouTubers and people from the online internet. And yeah, such an amazing story meeting all those people. I mean, side story, we were there at PAX East and we just walking around. And then it wasn't as big back then, right? Like YouTube and all that. Like I said, I think there were just 20 or 30 people outside at the fan meetup from like the whole crew there did a free fan meetup. And there were just 20 or 30 people. I think nowadays there will be like 10,000s of people outside, right? So yeah, we was just walking around PAX East and people were coming up and stuff and said like, hey. And yeah, that was cool, man. That was such an amazing story. Now that I've said that, today PlayStation is gonna do a review event again about games, and they probably gonna announce the price, but hopefully they're gonna show Grand Theft Auto 5 for the PlayStation 5, an actual trailer. Because you know what's weird? If you guys didn't notice, a lot of people actually noticed, but if you didn't notice, on the reveal trailer from the PlayStation event that they did like 2 months ago, they showed PlayStation 3 footage and they put PlayStation 4 as a logo on it. Do you feel me? They showed PlayStation 3 footage and they showed it as PlayStation 4. You can really see the difference in graphics, like it was next gen and old gen. And they didn't took any effort into this trailer that they put out. So maybe today they finally gonna show us some more footage, some new graphics of Grand Theft Auto 5 on the PlayStation 5 and what that expanded part is. So maybe if you're listening right now, you already know what's gonna happen on the PlayStation 5 event. But I'm really curious to see what they're gonna put out. So on Wednesday, that is today, if you're watching this on YouTube, if you become a member, you have this podcast already on the Mondays. In this podcast, I don't want to throw in some sponsors or anything like that. Just if you become a member and want to support the channel, become a member, and then you get emoticons that you can now use in the comment section. Before, you couldn't even do that, only on live streams, but now you can use custom emoticons. I'm also working on some new t-shirts. If you guys love like t-shirts, everyone does, right? Everyone does love t-shirts. So next week, Oddhead is coming on the podcast. If you have a question for him, put that in the comments below. Also, the best comments, I will give a shout out to you guys next week. A nice comment or some comment, just leave something in the comments down below and I will read that, start a conversation. Or thank you guys so much for the support on the podcast. I know this podcast felt a little bit short, but yeah, next week we got a guest and I wanted to bring up those topics, how I met other YouTubers, some interesting stories, how I got Grand Theft Auto 5 early, and yeah, some experience. I got much more to say, but I'm gonna leave that for another podcast or some other days or videos. So yes, I want to thank you guys all for listening to the Ramscast, and I see you guys next Wednesday or Monday if you are a member of the channel. Bye bye.